Hello, and welcome to my channel, where I mostly share my love of fragrance and enjoying my collection. In this video, I'll be reviewing Victoria's Secret's new Bombshell Isle perfume collection. Thank you so much for stopping by, and let's get started. Victoria's Secret just launched their new Bombshell Isle perfume, which I'm assuming is their summer edition of Bombshell for 2023. They typically release a flanker of Bombshell each summer, and while it seems a bit early for the summer release, I feel like both Bath & Body Works and VS seem to have sped through spring and moved right on to summer fragrances really quickly this year. In this video, I'll review the new Bombshell Isle fragrance as well as the other products in the collection, and I'll also run through some of the prior summer bombshells as well as do a few comparisons with other VS scents. Bombshell Isle is a limited edition fragrance, and it comes in a 1.7 and 3.4 ounce perfume, a body lotion, a fragrance mist, a roller ball, and a pearlescent body wash. Victoria's Secret is currently offering a bundle deal where you can get the 1.7 ounce perfume and fragrance mist in a zip-up bag for $75. I opted for the second option, which came with the bag, the 3.4 ounce perfume, the body lotion, and the fragrance mist for $95. And this deal is available both online and in-store. The Eau de Parfum comes in standard Bombshell packaging with a different theme for Bombshell Isle, and I really like how they've switched things up from the usual orangey bottle to this beautiful turquoise blue bottle with a subtle gradient. It has the same translucent stripes as most Bombshell bottles, as well as a white raised nameplate on the front. Instead of a ribbon, the bottle is accented with a rope-like design around the neck and a little tassel that has sparkly threads running through it. Bombshell Isle has notes of ocean air, pearl peony, and island coconut, but VS only lists 3 fragrance notes for their perfumes, so I'll also share the description, which highlights some other notes. And it says, like the touch of a cool breeze, notes of ocean air drift into the opalescent heart of pearl peony. At the base, sandalwood and tonka bean welcome the fragrance with a warm island embrace. And this opens with a distinct peony, a note which is common in many Bombshell fragrances. It has a hint of a citrusy quality, as well as a bit of sweetness. And the ocean air note is also instantly present, and it feels like a beachy, airy breeze, but it's not overly salty. The coconut comes in, and it feels fresh, a little creamy, and subtly sweet. And as it dries, the sandalwood becomes more prominent and gives the scent a nice warmth. I feel like the tonka bean in here is adding a slight spicy and green quality, but I found that the sharpness in the scent faded over time, and then I liked it more. Overall, I find Bombshell Isle to be an aquatic floral with touches of coconut and a warm woody base. It feels very airy and beachy, but more along the lines of a warm sand or solar note versus being overly watery. This is somewhat of a departure from previous summer editions of Bombshell, most of which have been citrusy and fruity. This has that Soleil Blanc type of vibe, and I don't think I have a dupe in my collection because I don't really gravitate towards those type of scents. I think that this is a nice fragrance, but it's not one I'll probably use too much on its own. I think layering with a sweet or fruity scent will add to this nicely. And this can easily be unisex, as it doesn't lean feminine to me. The projection was pretty good, and longevity seems on par with other VS perfumes, which I usually get 5+ hours of wear out of. This one might be a little bit softer though, and I think that longevity varies wildly by person and how you apply your perfume. I can usually get close to a full workday when layering VS perfumes with the matching lotion, but would recommend a midday touch-up. Here is what the pieces that I have in the Bombshell Isle collection look like together. The blue packaging theme carries across to the body lotion and fragrance mist. And I like how the lotion bottle has a nice gradient, and the mist has a subtle one, but is mostly clear. The pieces tie together really well, and now I'll go ahead and go into detail on the lotion and the fragrance mist. The fine fragrance lotion seems like the standard body lotion used in the VS perfume line. The consistency is not as thin as the lotions in their body care line, and I think it's decently moisturizing. As far as the scent, it's very warm and creamy, and the floral note isn't as prominent. I still pick up on the coconut, but it's also subtle like it was in the perfume, but maybe a bit sweeter. It also has the aquatic, airy quality, but it doesn't feel as sharp and salty as in the perfume. The scent is basically the same, but everything in the lotion just feels softer and a little brighter. I like Bombshell Isle much more when layering the perfume and lotion together, because it softens the ocean air note and seems to have more creamy, coconutty sweetness. The fine fragrance mist also opens with a strong peony and ocean air note, but I feel like it isn't as sharp as in the perfume. The creamy coconut also comes through a bit more, but overall, this seems pretty much the same as the perfume. I feel like the VS fragrance mists are usually a tad bit sweeter than the eau de parfums, but not noticeably so. The scent is of course lighter in the mist than in the perfume, and won't last for all-day wear. I wanted to quickly show you some of the previous summer editions of Bombshell. I'm happy that VS has once again released a new fragrance for the summer, because for a few years the scents just kept repeating under different names. The first one is Bombshell Summer from 2017 to 2018, which had notes of grapefruit, blackcurrant, and lily of the valley. Then there was Bombshell Paradise in 2019, with notes of sparkling grapefruit, lily of the valley, and blackcurrant. And in 2020, there was Bombshell Paradise again in different packaging, with the same notes of grapefruit, blackcurrant, and lily of the valley. Then came Bombshell Beach in 2021, with sparkling grapefruit, lily of the valley, and blackcurrant notes. And last year, they brought us something different with Bombshell Sundrenched, with notes of sunset coral peony, guava blossom, and warm sands. And that brings us to Bombshell Isle for 2023. If you want to know more about any of the scents I just showed, I provided more detail on each of them in my Bombshell Sundrenched review last year. I also wanted to do a few comparisons for Bombshell Isle with other beachy scents from Victoria's Secret. I want to focus on VS scents, but I did also test this against other fragrances in my collection, such as Estee Lauder's Bronze Goddess Nuit, and while not an exact match, it seemed to be the most similar non-VS scent. I have a review of that perfume on my channel if you want to check that out. I'll start with last year's summer flanker, Bombshell Sundrenched, which has notes of sunset coral peony, guava blossom, and warm sands. And this is a very tropical scent with a juicy guava, and I sense a milky coconut, although it's not listed. It's fresh and fruity and has a nice sweetness, along with a soft peony note. Bombshell Sundrenched has a salty warmth, but is sweeter and more fruity than Bombshell Isle. If I had to pick between the two, I'd definitely pick Sundrenched over Isle. Next up is Tease Dreamer, which was released in 2019 and is now discontinued. It has notes of bronze coconut, ocean salt, and California sun. And this is also a tropical beachy scent, and it has a strong creamy coconut that's not overly sweet. It feels fresh and has salty air as well as a warm solar note. These two scents are quite similar. However, the coconut in Tease Dreamer has a more lactonic quality than in Bombshell Isle, and it also doesn't have the floral running through the scent. I think that this is probably the closest VS comp, and I do like them both, but neither are a love for me. If I had to choose, that'd be kind of tough, but I'd lean towards Tease Dreamer, as I like the more prominent and slightly sweeter, creamier coconut. But when Bombshell Isle is layered with the matching lotion, it develops a really nice creamy sweetness. And the last perfume is Beach Angel, which has notes of sea spray accord, lily, and island woods. And this is an oldie but a goodie. And it's also an aquatic floral scent with some woods. It has more of a watery, oceany feeling, but the floral is a bit less sharp, and it also has some fruitiness and definitely some citrus. There are some similarities, but Beach Angel isn't as warm as Bombshell Isle, and it's also missing the coconut. I also wanted to share a couple body mist comps, and first is Aqua Kiss, which is part of the core line, and this has notes of cool waters and bright daisy. And this is a clean and fresh scent that has a nice floral note that keeps it from smelling too much like laundry. It's bright and airy, and while I don't normally like aquatic scents, I think that this one is nice. But while it shares an aquatic quality like Bombshell Isle, Aqua Kiss doesn't have the woody warmth or oceany notes, so I don't find that these are too similar. And then I have VS Pink's Sparkling Surf, which came out in a recent collection. And this has notes of coconut water, mandarin pop, blooming jasmine, and fresh woods. And this is an airy floral with creamy coconut and sweet woods. It doesn't have an oceany aspect to the airiness and has added citrus. Sparkling Surf is sweeter and less warm than Bombshell Isle. And I actually think I'll try layering these two together, as that should add the extra sweetness that I wanted. So that's it for my review of the new Bombshell Isle perfume from Victoria's Secret. I didn't expect to really enjoy this one because I don't typically like aquatic fragrances, but I think it's a nice scent, especially when layered with the body lotion. I don't think it'll be a go-to for me, but I think it's well suited for summer, and I'm looking forward to trying out some layering combinations. I also think the packaging is really pretty, and I'm glad VS gave us another new fragrance for the summer. Let me know what you think of Bombshell Isle and if you're going to give it a try. Thank you for watching. I hope that you'll subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.